Greetings and Nadi viewers. I'm very happy to have with me today Tanburi Ahmed Yağmur Kucur. So glad and so happy to have him with us today. Hi Ahmed.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Fazıl. Thank you for inviting me for your program. Firstly, I want to say uh, my English might not be very fluent enough to talk for whole program, but I will do my best for uh, this talking. And sorry for that if it will not be enough.
Thanks Ahmed for accepting the invite.
You are.
This is the first interview. I am sure it will be a great journey to take us through. And because this is the first interview, usually we go with the biography. We
Yes.
start from there.
Yes. I was born in 2000 in Istanbul, Üsküdar, and I started music uh, when I was 9 years old with Tanbur,
Mhm,
uh, as you see, this instrument.
mhm,
Uh, this instrument belongs to Turkish
mhm,
people,
mhm, mhm,
and I started music with advice of my parents. Uh, they uh, they brought me to a community. It's called Maltepe Musiki Eğitim Vakfı. And Murat Aydemir was giving lessons there in that time. It
mhm,
was 2010. And I started to take lessons from him there. And that time was great for me, and I was having fun. It was enjoyable. It was something enjoyable for me. And
mhm,
actually, I'm not aware of everything.
mhm,
Uh, After many years, maybe uh, I understood something.
mhm.
This is an this is a good quality music, and this is something important. Uh, I couldn't understand it before because I was a child. How could I understand everything? And but it was great time. Um, After that, after many years, I I started to conservatory. Um, I'm just now talking about my music career,
Mhm,
and I started the conservatory at like 5 years ago, and I
mhm,
graduated from Istanbul Medeniyet University last year. Um, and when I was in the second grade in high school, in university, I started to work in Ministry of Culture and Tourism. In there is a corps called İstanbul Tarihi Türk Müziği Topluluğu. It is a historical classical Turkish music corps, Istanbul Historical Turkish Music Corps,
mhm,
and I am working there as a singer. Uh, we are making music about, but it is like religious music, the Sufi music and
mhm,
Mevlevi music. Um, and I'm working there for 4 years.
mhm,
Now is my fifth year, I can
mhm,
say that. And I'm keep going tambur, playing,
mhm,
and I sometimes play tambur in that floor, and I
mhm.
usually sing. And there are some other uh, concerts and programs. And actually, there are lots of things to talk about. Maybe you
Mhm.
can ask some questions and we can keep going like
Yes,
that.
yeah, this is like a fast forward of who is
Yes,
Ahmed, and
exactly.
but I need to go back to the childhood, Ahmed. Let's
Okay.
describe the childhood time, the first encounters of music, the family. Yeah, let's go there and maybe have some light in there. Should.
Okay. My mother and my father, actually, they are not musicians, but they are interested in music. My mother was playing kanun when I was a child, and
Hmm.
my father, he really loves this music. He adores this classical Turkish music. He loves the
Hmm.
classics,
Hmm.
Turkish classics.
Hmm.
And I remember that he was listening. Actually, he still listens. Bekir Sıtkı Sezgin, Meral Uğurlu, Münir Nurettin Selçuk, Kani Karaca, of course.
Hmm.
And and my actually, if we go back, my grandfather, he was a friend of Kani Karaca.
Hmm.
Uh, yes, and when I was a little child, they uh, they told me a story like Kani Karaca hold me
Hmm.
in his arms and oh, whose child is it? Is it? And they said Sadi's child and
Hmm.
Abdullah's grandchild.
Hmm.
And he loved me and these kind of things. And they had a great time. They told me like with my grandfather,
Hmm.
and they love this music. And they said that this is a good instrument. My father said, "You can play this because you have a talent." I was maybe singing some songs or repeating some, the recordings of my which my father listens, and
Yeah.
he said that, "Oh, you have a good voice, you have a good talent. Why don't you play an instrument like maybe tambur?" And with my mother, they were going, you know, as I said, Maltepe Müzik Eğitim Vakfı. This is a community Maltepe music course or something like that.
Hmm.
And they brought me to there. And as I said, Murat Aydemir was giving lessons in there. And that's how I started to this music.
Yeah, we will go in detail about Aydemir and the learning
Okay.
process and whatever, the progress was. But you said your father is like a fan of such music. He adores such music, and maybe he has a
Yes.
lot of collections, friends, gatherings. What's the community like? What were you listening to uh, while going in the car and so on? What were you listening to? Maybe Kani Karaji gave you the chance to hear his actual voice, right? While you
Actually,
were
no.
too little.
Maybe he did, but I don't remember that exactly because I was like a baby. Maybe I don't
Yeah,
remember Can Karaca exactly, unfortunately.
yeah.
But you said in the car, uh,
Mm,
for example, I remember from my childhood, my mother was taking me to the tambur lessons, and
mm,
after the school, he was taking me from the school and bringing me to the picking me up to the course, tambur course, my
yeah.
lessons. And in the car, I remember there was a recording of the album of the İnce recordings. I remember the song of Pazar,
Mm,
song called Pazar.
mm,
And I remember something, some these kind of things, and the classical Turkish music from Bekir Sıtkı Sezgin
mhm,
uh, and Alaaddin Yavaşça,
mhm,
Münir Nurettin Selçuk. I remember these recordings, these songs from them.
mhm. So you were not exposed to anything else, right? You were like in a cocoon, protected, no pop music. Only the maximum is this album.
Yeah,
We're
exactly. And
in the
then maybe
core kind of this kind of classical music.
yes, I wasn't listening, the Western music or something else. Maybe just Turkish music.
Mm,
Uh, because I don't remember I was listening, the Bach, Beethoven, or Mozart. I
mm,
started to listen to the other musics, the other cultures' musics, the other world music. I
mm.
started to listen them after so many years.
Yeah,
Yes.
interesting. Now let's maybe jump to the age 9, where you were encouraged for tambur by your father. And tambur is a very huge instrument for
Yes.
a child. So what happened exactly? And describe the first lessons, the
Okay.
atmosphere of the first lessons.
Okay. So when we started the lessons, I needed Tanbur first.
Hmm.
If I want to start Tanbur, I need a Tanbur.
Hmm.
And actually, this Tanbur, you see this Tanbur, this
Hmm.
is very big for a child,
Yes.
actually. This is so, this part of it is so long, and this
Hmm.
part is so big for a
Mm.
child.
Yes.
And we say that, we say Zenne Tanbur. It is an Arabic word, right? Is
What
it
does it mean?
Zenne? It is like müenneth.
Ah, yes.
Yes, it is for we use this word for smaller tambours
Yeah,
and
okay.
for child tambour maybe,
Mm.
and it is more suitable for these persons,
Yeah.
these childs maybe children,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it has got a shorter part and smaller part,
Mm.
and I need I needed a tambour like that, think like
Hmm.
smaller.
Hmm.
And we went to Sacit Usta. His name is Sacit Gürel. He's one of the best tambour makers in
Hmm.
Turkey, in the world, of course. And we went there to order a tambour. And he said that there is a tambour, small tambour, zenne tambour. And the person somebody ordered, and they didn't come to get it. They came here for maybe uh, four 4 months ago, 5 months ago, or maybe 1 year ago. I don't know.
Hmm.
And they didn't come again. And I'm calling them. They're not answering the phone.
Hmm.
So this is sale. This is for sale. You can buy
Hmm.
it. And
Yeah.
we bought it. And that was my first tambour.
Hmm.
Uh, it has got a good sound actually.
Mm.
I still like it. I don't play it this time, but I remember that it has got a good sound. I have got
Hmm.
some recordings with that.
Can we
And
listen to some of these later?
oh, sure, sure, sure.
Okay.
Uh, and that's how I started tambour with that as instrument, with a smaller instrument.
Hmm. And
Uh,
how was the lesson like? Like you were introduced to Murad Aydemir in
yes.
a group, individual. What did he teach, and so on? How many times you met? Yeah.
Yeah, it was always individual.
Hmm.
Sometimes, you know, there are other students, but they are just watching the other student who is having a lesson.
Hmm.
For example, sometimes I was watching because there was a lesson between a student and a teacher, but it was always individual, and it is still going with individual. I know his lessons.
Mm.
If I sometimes join his lessons still, sometimes I'm visiting him, and I see that he's making the lessons individual, and I watch it.
Mhm.
And we were how did we start? We first, some finger exercises
Mm.
or improving the fingers. We were making some exercises. After that, we started to uh, play some the easy melodies.
Mm.
For example, maybe ilahis, we say
Mm.
Sufi songs, Sufi music. It has
Yeah.
got simple melodies, basic things.
Mhm.
And we started these things were these pieces were the first pieces we
Mhm.
we played together.
Mhm.
After that, we played some basic peşes and sasemais.
Mhm.
But the peşes, which has got not something difficult melodies,
Mm.
uh, we started the lessons with these kind of things. Then
Examples of simple bashrafs.
simple peşes, maybe first not peşe, maybe first sasemai,
Mm.
like hasip dedez nihaven sasem, for
Yeah.
example.
Mm.
It has got a simple melody, basic
Mm.
things,
Yeah.
not difficult.
Mhm.
It's got like an exercise. You
Mm.
know? Uh, maybe uh, maybe ilahi, for example, for Sufi music. Gaflet uykusundan yatar uyanmaz.
Mm.
Ram tam tam tam ti ta ta ta ta. Rai rai rai rai rai ra ra rai ram. I remember that this was the first ilahi we played.
Mhm.
This was the first piece I played in Tanbur. I
Mhm.
can truly remember that.
Yeah.
And after that, uh, we started something more difficult in time.
Mhm.
Maybe I don't remember exactly the pieces, but uh, after that, in our maybe, I can say this. I wasn't using the music sheet
Mm.
uh, because I I started to learn how to make solfeggio
Mhm.
after so many years.
Mhm.
I was lazy about that. My teacher Murat Aydemir was always telling me that you have to learn the uh, notation. You have to learn how to make solfege. You should, if I put a notation, if I put a music sheet that you have of a piece that you don't know and you
Mhm.
haven't ever listened, you should make the solfege
Mm.
perfectly.
Mhm.
And I was, as I said, lazy about that, and they my teacher uh, told me about a book.
Mhm.
It's a solfege book. It's called Lavignac
Mm.
A1.
Mm.
It was a yellow book, and
Mhm.
uh, I started to learn with that book how
Mhm.
to make solfege. And it was in my childhood, actually, in 2011, 2012, maybe.
Mhm.
And I started to learn it, but
Mhm.
um, I was, not so, how can I say?
You didn't believe in it, right? The value of
Yes,
it.
yes, exactly. I was always watching the videos of the pieces that
Mm.
we have got a Google Drive. There was a
Mm.
cloud, and he was recording the all the pieces, sasemais and peşes, and this cloud for only the students of him, and from the other students' lessons and my lesson, I was recording, and the other student was recording, and they were uploading to the cloud, and it has become a big cloud. And if I want to, maybe he gave me a, a homework, which is one of the peşes and sasemais, and I was entering the cloud, and I'm seeing, for example, Kemal Niyazi Seyfun Sicazkar Sasemai, and I'm clicking and I'm watching all the finger positions and the the sound, everything. I can watch it. I was able to do that, and I was memorizing it, and the four parts of it, whole parts of the peşe or sasemai, it doesn't matter. And I wasn't putting the the music sheet in front of me, just my teacher, and in front of them myself. No notation, no music sheet. I was playing it by my by memorizing.
Yeah.
This is important actually, because this is good for memorizing the pieces, and this is good for I still memorize, I still remember that pieces. Maybe if I uh, if I would know the notation, if I would know the solfeggio, I would behave like maybe lazier, and I wouldn't memorize the pieces. I would just put the notation, put the music sheet, the paper, and I would, you know, play the piece. But I didn't. I memorized it, and I still remember um, most of it.
Yeah. So maybe a pause here and then we continue.
Mhm.
Uh, Now, today, if you learn a new piece, will you learn it in the old way or with sheet?
Cheat?
With the sheet music.
Cheat. Ah, okay.
Mhm.
Actually, I'm learning by the sheet.
Today, nowadays, yeah.
Yes, but
Mhm.
actually, I love listening.
Mhm.
The old recordings. I mean,
Mhm.
I love listening more than playing or singing.
Mhm.
This is very important for me.
Mhm.
Um, uh, because you're getting some uh, clues
Mhm.
from the past, from the history.
Yeah.
In that maybe Tanbur Cemil Bey's gramophone records, or the from the years of 50s in radio
Mhm.
recordings from İzzettin Öktes, Ercüment Batanay's recordings.
Yeah.
Uh, if you talk about tambur players,
Mhm.
when I listen to them, I learn so many things
Mhm.
from the recordings.
Yeah.
This is very important about learning piece.
Mhm.
But sometimes there can be a piece which hasn't got a recording.
Mhm.
Nobody played it before. You must just put the notation, put the sheets in front of you, and you have to play.
Mhm.
So you don't have a chance to listen
Mhm.
because nobody has recorded it.
Mhm.
And you must know the
Yeah.
solfeggio. If
Mhm.
you're a musician, if you're a professional musician, you don't have other chance.
Yeah, and you're listening from other recordings for other pieces will add value. Your previous experience,
Yes,
the way
exactly.
you treated a certain piece from a certain age or era, and your
Yes,
experience will reflect in this new
yes,
piece.
yes, exactly.
Interesting. So let's carry on over the time you were in the beginning with Idemir. So if, let's say he gives you a piece of Sasamai, right? How long will it take to memorize and master from the recordings? Be it those on the cloud, or maybe the recordings that you will look into the other masters. How long will it take? How do you deal with it, and so on?
1 or 2 weeks, maybe.
Mhm. So if it is
Maximum
complicated, it will be two weeks.
2 weeks is the maximum time. It
Mm.
it, it was usually being like 1 week.
Yeah.
Because we were making lessons week by week.
Hmm.
It was Wednesdays.
Hmm.
We were making the lessons Wednesday, and he's giving me Sasema's homework. Another Wednesday, I was playing whole of the whole
Hmm.
piece.
So it comes furnished, complete, and perfect with all ornaments, positions.
Actually,
Yeah.
there were lots of fails and some kind of things, and he was correcting me.
Yeah.
Not like this. You should like do this.
Hmm.
Not in that position. You should make it like this, for example.
Yeah.
These things were He was correcting me in these parts, in these things like this.
So let's say this is like the first meeting after 1 week. Will you carry the same piece and show it next week and the week after, or you will move to another piece?
If he says that this is okay, we're now, I will give you a new homework, new piece,
Hmm.
and if he say sometimes we were playing together. If he likes my playing,
Hmm.
he says that let's play it together.
Interesting.
And
Hmm.
he, he that time I was being happy. You know,
Hmm.
I'm playing with my master, playing with my teacher, and he likes me play. That
Yeah.
was making me happy. And he says that okay, new piece, new sasama,
Hmm.
and he was giving me after maybe 1 week if I couldn't have a time to um study the whole piece. Maybe it is sometimes being 2 weeks,
Hmm.
and after 2 weeks, usually we were passing to the other piece.
Hmm.
It was like this.
Interesting. What was there other than pieces? Were you doing etudes, exercises, other things that you do with your master or at home?
Exactly as I said, firstly it was, the etudes and
Hmm.
exercise,
Hmm.
and after that, in my childhood, it was, the Sufi music things, yeah,
Hmm.
and then Sasemais and Peshas.
Hmm.
I remember that in our last lessons, uh, we played uh, some difficult peşres,
Hmm.
like Tamburi Büyük Osman Bey's peşres.
Hmm.
It was his Uşak peşre.
Hmm.
Uh, Probably it was the last piece we
Hmm.
uh, we played together,
Hmm.
and I memorized that piece from Tanbur Cemil Bey's record.
Hmm.
Actually, this piece is not that difficult. Tamburi Büyük Osman Bey's Uşak Peşe, but Tamburi Cemil Bey recorded it with so many ornaments, with so many, you know, additions.
Hmm.
He added something. He has added
Hmm.
something to that
Hmm.
because I see the music sheet without his additions. The
Hmm.
you know the notation. It
Hmm.
is simple, basic things, basic
Hmm.
melodies. But
Yeah.
when Jamil Bey played, it is wow, it's great.
Yeah.
And we uh, we worked on it with Cemil Bey's recording, with Cemil Bey's edition,
Mhm.
and it was hard to memorize all the things, all the melodies and things, because it was you know, it was a long session. It was like 8.5 minutes time,
Mm.
maybe,
Mm.
but it was a great piece. I
Mm.
remember this. We played Mesut Cemil's Nihavent Saz Semaisi before, and some these kind of maybe hard, difficult
Mm.
pieces, and
Mm.
Tanbur Cemil Bey's Şedere Saz Semaisi,
Mm.
and maybe Refik Farsan's Araz Barbulselik Saz Semaisi.
Mm.
We These were more, neat technique
Yeah.
things, technical things, pieces.
Mhm.
I
So
remember these things.
how do you deal? For example, there were basic etudes and exercises in the beginning. Then you go to such pieces, even though towards the end of maybe your classes with Murad. Then in that case, you need to come up with exercises for these technical pieces, right? Things to resolve a new technique or virtuosic need or some kind of dynamic. Or do you create such things for your practice or maybe upskilling yourself?
You mean after his lessons, my own creatures, own
Yeah,
thinkings
yeah, I think,
for my students, for teaching, you mean?
yeah, yeah. I mean, whatever, either during the time with Murad, for example, when you take the Ushak Bishraf of Buyuk Osman Bey, where you
Hmm.
discover a new thing, it requires a new position or it requires a new mizrab, or
Oh,
later with your students, right?
okay.
Yeah.
Uh, sure, actually, of course, uh, while you're playing, you you're you're being aware of something. Uh,
Mhm.
Playing, because I wasn't just listening my teacher, not
Mhm.
only Murat Aydın.
Mhm.
I'm listening Tanbur Cemil Bey, İzzettin Ökte, Ercüment Batanay, Mesut Cemil.
Mhm.
These are so many important
Mhm.
tambur players, and I realized something. I realized so many things from their playing. I'm thinking, I'm listening. I close my eyes and I think like, how did he do that? How did he do that melody with in that position? I'm thinking about that, and I'm putting my fingers on the tambour, and I'm trying that.
Mhm.
Sometimes I try to do that again and again,
Yeah.
and sometimes maybe I I do it. Maybe sometimes I can't, don't.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, yes, I tried. I tried it, and I still try it
Mhm.
uh, while listening and trying to do like that.
Mhm.
It is hard because that I don't have a chance to watch them. Maybe Tanbur Cemil Bey's fingers
Mhm.
or Mesut Cemil's fingers,
Mhm.
uh, like my I like I do my for my teacher. We have
Mhm.
got a cloud and I can watch the videos of the pieces.
Mhm.
I don't have a chance to watch Tanbur Cemil Bey's videos.
Mhm.
Uh, but I think in my mind, uh, imagine, this is an imagination.
Mhm.
Uh, Sometimes I do it. I'm being able to do that.
Interesting. Interesting. How long did it take for the lessons of Murad? How many years did you stay with him?
10 years.
10 years. And it was in that kind of culture, that kind of context, from
Yes,
piece to piece and weekly
yes,
meetings and so on.
exactly.
Interesting. Any other masters or any other ustads?
No, just Murat Aydemir.
Mm,
But of course, I can say this, but you know, it wasn't a big time. It just was just 1 week. In you have you ever heard of Omar? This is Osmanlı Music, Osmanlı Müziği Araştırma Merkezi.
mm.
It is they
They
were
have
making,
albums, right? They have albums
yes,
and yeah.
yes, exactly.
Mm,
They every summer they are organizing a summer school, music school, and 1 week they invite uh, important musicians for every instrument.
mm,
And in 2019,
mm,
it was 4 years ago, they organized a program, music program for 1 week, a summer school. And Özel Özel came for Tanbur,
mm,
and I joined there
mm,
for meeting and
mm,
get to know him. Uh, I joined his class, and he listened to me, and he gave some advices, um, and it was good. Of course, I got permission from my teacher, uh,
wow.
because
Mm,
this is important. And he
yes.
said, "Of course, you can go."
Mm,
But these kind of things are very important for me.
mm,
I always get permission from my teacher. For
mm,
I always uh, did it. If I
mm,
go to somebody else, if I go to some other teacher, if
mm,
invites me, for example, I remember Murat Salim Tokaç
mm,
invited me one time. I said to my teacher, he invites me, can I go?
mm,
And he said, of course you can. And okay, it's okay for me.
mm,
Of course he will let me to go. But
mm.
this is maybe kindness. This is important for me
Yeah. Mm,
because I learned it like this.
mm.
My parents taught me like this. You should do this.
That's the culture, right? Of
Yes,
Americans.
exactly. This is the culture.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Interesting. So now, if we summarize the learning process, we don't just learn pieces, right? We learn
Sorry, I
manuals.
couldn't understand.
If we summarize the learning process you have,
Okay.
it's not about learning only pieces or a technique
Yes.
or instrument. It's way beyond that, right? It's way beyond that. Just describe what you learn in such meetings, in such relationship. Yeah.
Uh, how can I say? You mean you want me to talk general
In
about
general,
all
yes.
the time?
It's not about repertoire and melody and how to do this and that. It's way beyond it, right?
Yes, of course.
Hmm.
You know, mm, if I become to today
Hmm.
as a and if we are talking about my music career,
Hmm.
I owe this to my teacher, because I learned everything uh,
Hmm.
from him.
Hmm.
Uh, this is about music, and this is about the character.
Hmm.
Uh, this is about behaving or
Hmm.
everything.
Yeah.
He was my the model. He
Yeah.
was I was role model,
Yeah.
and I was going to his concerts, and I was watching him.
Hmm.
How was he playing? How was he entering the scene? and how is he saying hello, how was he talking.
Mhm.
uh, these things were very important for me, because there is a teacher and a big model.
Mhm.
uh, and as a summarize, if I say something, if I should say something,
Mhm.
I owe everything to my teacher,
Mhm. Interesting.
maybe.
Let's have a break, Ahmed, and
Okay.
would you share with us maybe a video of those very early days
Okay, sure.
or something else? What would you like to share? Like a lesson example, recording with the small tambour?
Okay, sure. I have
Mhm.
got some videos and photographs
Mhm.
from that years, from our lessons
Mhm.
with my teacher.
Mhm.
I can share with you.
Mhm. So we'll do then.
Okay.
Ritmi sol fa sol sol fa sol. Şimdi bu parmakla ne yapıyorduk? Heh, evet. Artık tambur çalmaya başlıyorsun, tamam mı? Şimdiye kadar öyle eğleniyordun. Evet. Bir daha yap bakalım o grisandoyu. Bir daha yap. O la'ya ama mızrap vur. Do, la. Çok güzel, aferin. Teslim. Orada bitmiyor değil mi eser? Bak. Gel şimdi. Yapar mısın? Bak böyle. Çift mızrap. Aferin, bir daha. Bir daha. Hayır. Do si do tek mızrapla. Re do si la çift mızrapla. Aferin. Aferin ya. Bak son anda 4,5 verecektim, 5 verdim şimdi. Tam buradan da kalbine 5 veriyorum. Güzel de çarpma değil mi bu?
Evet, çok
Bir
güzel.
daha yap bakalım. Unutma. Bir daha. Nasıl yapıyorsun çarpmayı? Göster bakayım bana.
Şurası tek mızrak.
Evet. Aferin. Aferin, çok güzel. Anlaşıyoruz yani. Aferin, çok güzel.
Ahmed, I mean, thank you very much for these photos, recordings that we have enjoyed now.
You're
Let's maybe move to the practice that you do today. What is your practice routine you do today?
welcome. Actually, if I want to learn a new piece,
Hmm.
uh, if there is a recording of it, first I listen to it.
Hmm.
And if there isn't, I put the sheets, the paper, or maybe not the paper from the iPad. I
Hmm.
put it in front of me and I start to play it
Hmm.
uh, by looking the sheet,
Hmm.
and I practice it. Maybe the first part after the teslim mülazime, after the second, third, and fourth, and maybe this is important. I study by recording myself, uh, and because I've heard that Ercüment Batanay said this.
Hmm.
Recorder is the best teacher.
Oh,
Yes.
interesting.
Because you record yourself while playing. After you played, if you listen and you see that how it sounds
Hmm.
from another person, from another, from somebody else.
Hmm.
How does it sound?
Hmm.
You see this, you listen when you listen this,
Yeah.
you have a chance to correct your mistakes.
Hmm.
And oh, I did this and I shouldn't do this. You can be aware of these things. You realize
Hmm.
because why this is why this important.
Hmm.
And I study like this. I record myself while I playing. I record myself while I singing. Maybe I'm studying about a song or
Hmm.
maybe a gazelle.
Hmm.
I record myself and I listen after that.
Yeah.
It's not okay. Let's try it again. I study like this. This is how I make
Perfect. And
exercise, how I practice. This is my style.
perfect. Do you slice it into portions? How many hours, for example, is your practice session? Do you say I will practice for this number of hours? First, I do warm up. I do whatever I learn a new makam. I learn. What do you do within the practice itself, and how long is it?
Ac- Actually, I I don't uh, plan something, and I don't say that let's let's study this hour, this time.
Mm.
I just, for example, today I'm at home.
Mm.
Let's start to uh, let's start to study, and I don't look what time is it.
Mm.
Maybe it is sometimes being 3 or 4 hours. Maybe it's just 1 hour. Maybe half an hour.
Mm.
If I have a, solo concert or, the recitals, something like that,
Mm.
maybe whole day, I take my tambur and in front of the papers, in the
Mm.
music sheets,
Mm.
I study whole day. Sometimes it's being like this. It changes, I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
it's
so
dynamic.
specific. Yes.
Mm. Interesting. And the content of it also will change, right? Depending on what you
Yes.
see today, what you need today, what you are enjoying today, maybe, right?
Yes, yes. Probably I'm not that, like planned person. Like maybe
Mm.
always make
Maybe.
Yes.
You tell me, Ahmed, from the masters and the ustads you met, do they do this style or some other style of practice?
Some of them are making this. For example, I know that Necdet Yaşar,
Mm,
he always makes plan. Even he was making uh, some plans about his taxims before.
mm,
He was planning, um, I will do this now, and I will do that, and after that this, and
mm,
go there. Like he was because I heard this from his students and his friends. They
mm,
they they told.
mm,
But for example, İhsan Özgen and Niyazi Sayın,
mm.
they are out of plan. You
Yeah,
know, you know, you say zuhurat.
yeah, yes, yes. Whatever it comes, huh?
Yes, exactly. It's,
Yes, yes. Like elevations, mediations.
irticali, maybe you
Yes.
say.
And at the end, the result is there, right? They all
Huh?
achieve. They reach to their
Yeah,
results.
exactly. This is important. There are other ways,
Mhm.
but in the end of the point, they succeed. Yeah.
Do you plan, for example, to maybe review the pieces that you already mastered before so you don't forget them? Do you go on cycles or you just, it comes and goes, whenever you need?
You
For
you
example, a very old piece you learned 4 years ago, 10 years ago.
yes, I have to repeat it. Otherwise, I forget it.
Yeah.
If I will play in concert, for
Mm,
example, tomorrow, and I haven't played till maybe 4 years, as you said,
mhm.
I cannot do that. I have to remember it before the concert, and I should
Yeah.
uh, play it maybe so many times to remember, to memorize it again. Maybe.
Yeah. It's like lost, huh? And found.
Yeah.
Interesting. What about singing, Ahmed? You said you sing, and this is a profession you have. How did you learn singing? How do you practice singing?
Yes. How did I learn it? Actually, this by listening, of course. This
Mm,
is the general answer maybe, but it is
yeah.
like it happened like this by listening from my childhood.
Mm,
First, Bekir Sıtkı Sezgin, Münir Nurettin Selçuk, Alaaddin Yavaşça, Kani Karaca. And after that, the older uh, singers,
mm,
the Hafız Sami, Hafız Osman, Hafız Kemal,
mm,
and and these are important singers. This is before the how can I say, maybe the revolution.
mm.
Münir Nurettin Selçuk, we can say he made the revolution for
Yes.
classical
Yeah.
Turkish music singing style. He changed the style maybe
Yeah.
before himself. The Hafiz style.
Mm,
This is different
mm.
from today. You know,
Yeah.
he changed so many things. But I listened the old style too,
Mm,
so the long time.
mm,
It has got other good things. It has got other. Uh, there are something good in it too.
mm,
We can't say it is so bad. Don't listen, man.
mm,
And I listened Hafız Kemal and I like it. Hafız Sami, his Ghazal
mm,
recordings. He's
mm,
one of the best Ghazal players ever.
mm,
And Hafız Şaşı Osman. He has got so many recordings with Tanburi Cemil Bey. Not so many, but he has got great recordings, Tanburi
mm,
Cemil Bey.
mm,
And they are important musicians. I listened to them. his recordings, and sometimes I memorize them Ghazal recordings. And I was listening to Ghazals really. A long time I listened. And Münir Nurettin Selçuk has got a very uh, big, how can I say that? He's very important for me. He's the best singer ever for me in classical Turkish music.
Yes.
And the revolution he made, this is so important for music. He changed everything, and the new style. How can I say? I learned how to sing by listening, uh, by recordings, repeating the recording and every single details. I tried to repeat the things, small things, and after that, in time, I improved myself. And it was in 2017, in TRT, there was a youth corps, and I joined there. The Mustafa Doğan Dikmen was conducting that corps, and they made an exam. This is like amateur corps, not professional. But I joined there and I attend there in maybe 1 or 2 years. After that, I started the conservatory. Actually, when I started the conservatory, I was aware of so many things, and I can truly say that I didn't learn so much things in conservatory because I got lessons. I took lessons from Ratay Demir 10 years, and I listened to this music so much, so many artists and singers and players. Maybe I just what I learned in the conservatory, maybe Western music, the theory of the Western music. This was very good for me, and this was a door for me, and it was opening for the other cultures' musics, and it was very important for me, and that's how I started to listen to the Western music. I started to discover, the violin players, Yasha Haifez, David Oistrakh, and Yehudi Menuhin, and the cello players, Rostropovich, and the Pierre Fournier, Jacqueline Dupre, and I started to Casals, Paul Casals. I started to listen to them and the concertos and the symphonies, Beethoven, Mozart, and the other important composers. This was a very important window for me.
Was it a good time for the window and the door to open at that time? Because you were already well established in your own music, right? Before
Yes,
the
but
conservatory, yes.
before the conservatory, it was the old time I learned just Turkish music. I wasn't aware of, the Western music. Actually, I know, but I aware, but you know,
Focused into this taste.
yes, exactly. I don't,
Yeah.
I didn't listen before like
Mhm.
this.
Mhm.
And I wasn't aware of, the Heifetz or, the Casals or uh,
Mhm.
Richter or Rubinstein like
Mhm.
this. And when I started the conservatory, I went in the Western, classical Western music, the theory. I
Mhm.
started, let's listen to this symphony, Beethoven.
Mhm.
And in that time, I understood how important it is, and how good it is. Uh, and I still listen like with adoring,
Mhm.
loving.
Mhm.
The
Interesting.
conservatory is important for me in
Mhm.
this point, actually. I mean,
Mhm.
maybe I didn't learn something about classical Turkish music in conservatory. Maybe, uh, yes, I,
Mhm.
I can say this truly.
Interesting. When you mentioned styles, we will discuss styles at a later stage for both tambur and singing. We'll come back to Nuruddin Seljuk.
Okay.
But you didn't mention any woman singer.
Yes, woman singer.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start from uh, the old ones. Lale Nergis hanımlar.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
they are in, the uh, gramophone records
Mhm.
time,
Mhm.
and I was listening them so much too.
Mhm.
They are sisters, two
Mhm.
sisters, and they haven't made any concerts, just feel the gramophone records.
Mhm.
But um, there are two people, but they sing like just one person.
Mhm.
They're singing both, but if you listen carefully, you will not be able to uh you will
Recognize.
not be able to, yes, to the listen the uh two
Mhm.
persons, and it has got a good quality.
Mhm.
um and after that, we can say Safiye
Mhm.
is, maybe, for me, this
Mhm.
is my opinion, of course,
Mhm.
she is the best woman singer ever in classical Turkish music.
Mhm.
And this, of course, this is in my, the for my style, for my opinion,
Mhm.
in my and I love Perihan Altındağ sözleri, Sabite Turgülerman,
Mhm.
maybe Meral Uğurlu,
Mhm.
and yes, maybe Müzeyyen Senar's youth
Mhm.
time, not the other time.
Mhm.
Because some of the singers, as like Zeki Müren, in 50, uh, yes, 55, 1955 and 1963
Mhm.
is this time in first time in radio. He sings very well, but after that, unfortunately, Müzeyyen Senar, same as Müzeyyen Senar. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, these are important singers, and
Interesting. What
which
about
I,
tambur?
I love this. Hmm?
Tambur players, women.
Tanbur players, yes. For example, firstly, Tanburi Cemil Bey, and his son Mesut Cemil,
Yes.
and after that, İzzettin Ökte,
Mhm.
Ercüment Batanay,
Mhm.
these are my masters, top masters. Of course, I listen to every Tanbur player and I see something and I get something from them. Oh, this is very good. Uh, for example, I listen to Refik Fersan. Oh, Necdet Yaşar. Wow, he made this. Let's try to do this in Tanbur. But Tanbur Cemil, Mesut Cemil, Ercüment Batanay, İzzettin Ökte. These are my
For
great masters.
what about women? Is there any like figure women master that
In
can
Tanbur,
spot in Tanbur? Yes. Or is it hard to find?
yes, Laika Karabey, but she's not a great Tanbur player. There are some players. Maybe today there are some players, but not so
Very rare.
much. Naime Batanay.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting.
Yes.
So I think you teach. You said you teach. Let's maybe shed some light about your teaching. What do you teach and where and how?
I teach Tanbur, only Tanbur.
Mm-hmm.
Not teach singing, not teaching singing. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Tanbur. And I give lessons at my home
Mm-hmm.
and online.
Mm-hmm.
I have I have got students from abroad in uh, Belgium, America, in Austria,
Mm-hmm.
some other countries, in Turkey, and from other cities. Uh, we make lessons from Zoom. Yeah, and some of my students come to my home
Mm-hmm.
and we make lessons. Uh, I started to give lessons when was it? Maybe 5 or 6 years ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I I'm not sure, but probably it was like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some of my students now they improve themselves, and they're making something good in Tanbur.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I was not sure about, the online uh, lessons.
Mm-hmm.
I had some doubts about it. I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my students uh, told me that it is possible to make lessons from here, and because I had a student called Yusuf. He was living in Trabzon. Now he lives in Ankara,
Yeah.
Himo, and we um, made the lessons in Zoom on Zoom, maybe 2 years or maybe not 3 years. Yes, 2 years, and he did really well. And when he came to Istanbul, we came together and we record a piece. The piece we played in our last lesson. Tatyos Efendis, Kemalist Tatyos Efendis, Hürdiye Asker Saz Semai.
Mm.
We played it and recorded and shared on Instagram. And it was really good for me because I realized that it is possible to make to su succeed, you know, get
Online.
success from the online. Yes, it was my first. Uh, that's how I understood. And after that, I had so many students from online, from Zoom. and it's going well.
What do you teach and how do you teach? Is it different from the way you learned or different approach? Especially that it becomes online now.
Yes, I
Yes.
teach with my master's method.
Oh, Murad Aydemirs.
Yes.
Mhm.
Here, first, there are uh, he with his signature.
Wow.
And firstly, it shows what is Tanbur and the parts of the Tanbur. After that, it shows the first exercises,
Mhm.
the basic things.
Yeah.
After that, the other finger positions.
Mhm.
Uh, with makams, it shows something,
Mhm.
the basic things. Mm, we say çarpma for this. You put your finger and pull it back. This
Hammering.
is, huh?
Hammering.
You call it like this? I don't know the exact
I name it hammering now.
hammering.
Like you
Okay.
hammer with another finger, right?
Yes,
Index finger. Yeah.
hammering. Yes,
Yeah.
this is hammering exercise.
Mm.
And after that, some let me show you the Sufi music uh, things.
So history repeats itself. Huh?
Sorry?
History repeats itself. It's a continuation of the
Yes, exactly.
interesting.
And at the last of the book,
Mhm.
Gazi Girayhan's Mahur Peşo,
Mhm.
Nikolakis Mahur Satsemai,
Mhm.
and some pieces, Ras Satsemai's. After that, after we finish this book,
Mhm.
uh, we start to the Peşes and Satsemai's. For example, uh, Salih Dede's Uşak Satsemai, Aziz Dede's Uşak
Mhm.
Satsemai.
Mhm.
Or uh, as I said, Nihaven Satsemai is from Hasip Dede.
Mhm.
Like these kind of things. Nedim Ağa Sultaniye Gel Satsemai.
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh, these kind of uh, pieces, this is how we start. After that, in time, more
Progressively.
difficult. Yes,
Mhm.
more
Mhm.
difficult piece
Interesting.
like this.
Interesting. And then the discussion will lead to makams, ornaments, other cultural
Yes.
aspects,
I teach them.
stories.
Yes, in the method, they are learning the ornaments actually, how the hammering, the
Mhm.
how positions, and in the pieces they are making it.
Mhm.
And I tell them, no, not like this. You should use this position.
Mhm.
Not, no, not hammering in there. You should do
Yeah.
this not there and there. Like these things, I'm correct
Mhm.
in the pieces.
Yes.
It is being better. Sometimes some students coming to me and then they are not starting from the like zero. No,
Mhm.
they were, for example, a student. He started to tumble with some other teacher,
Mhm.
and he couldn't go on.
Mhm.
And he came to me and he said, "I want to start again."
Mhm.
And he knows something. Actually, he knows the method, and he's he's already doing the the hammering and the positions. He knows everything.
Yeah.
We and I say him or her,
Mhm.
please play something for me, and he or she plays something, a piece which he knows, and I understand his how's he doing, and I say something about
Mhm.
his playing, and we decide how will we go, how will be the progress. Um, and in the pieces, sometimes I warn about something, the positions, some other things.
Yeah.
This is how we go on.
Interesting. Interesting. Ahmed, tell me about today, the gatherings, playing, practicing with others, going to ateliers, mishk exercise. Do you do these things? I know you
Yes,
are a very, like, a person who knows a lot of people. You have a huge network from different ages and generations. Tell me about that part.
yes. There are sometimes there are some other concerts,
Mm,
uh, except the core I work,
mhm,
and I've got some friends. We are making, as you said, meshks,
mm,
uh, except the concerts.
mm,
We are coming together and we say, let's play something. Let's make Kürdili Asker Fasıl, for example.
mm,
Uh, we're coming together and we sing and play. We are having a good time.
mm,
Just for having a good time, we're making music. This is very important. Not for
mhm.
money, not for, the audience, just for ourselves.
Interesting.
So being happy,
Mm,
just this is sometimes we record it, sometimes we share it.
mm,
I record with my, for example, friend. Uh, she's singer and I'm Tanbur player. We record something
mhm,
uh, for sharing sometimes. Um, for example, a different version of a well-known song.
mm,
For example, uh, we shared maybe last month or 2 months ago, I'm not sure. Um, Selahattin Pınar has got very well-known song, Hüzzam song called Gecenin Matemini Aşkıma Örtüp Sarayım.
mhm,
Everybody knows this song.
mhm,
And maybe 3 months ago, I bought the original music sheet, the original paper of uh, this piece from
mhm,
Selahattin Pınar's handwriting
mm,
from an auction.
mm,
And this version is very different from today.
mm,
This is everybody sings it differently,
mhm,
but we played it from the original handwriting of the
mm,
composer's
mm.
handwriting.
Interesting.
This is the most important source,
Mhm,
because you can see this as the first source, first,
mhm.
the most important source.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do uh, things like this,
Mhm,
and some other sources, some other, uh, you know, sometimes I write notes uh, from the gramophone
mhm.
recordings,
Yeah.
uh, because in the repertoire, uh,
Mhm,
we don't have every song's notes, every song's
mhm.
notations, the music sheets.
Yeah.
And in the gramophone records, there are lots of songs that we don't know, we don't have in the repertoire.
Mhm.
And I sometimes note them down
Mhm.
in to the the papers. I write it actually in the computer.
Yeah.
And we are making the recordings of that and sharing.
Mhm.
These are important because some of them belongs to very important composers like Refik Fersan,
Mhm.
Muallim Kazım Uz, Zekai Hafız Ahmet Efendi, and, Artaki Candan, Selahattin Pınar, Saadettin Kaynak,
Mhm.
um, and this they we forgot all those pieces, those songs,
Mhm.
and we are trying to uh, play it and share it
Mhm.
like this.
Mhm.
Uh, what can I say?
What
Else?
else? What else
What
you do? You have,
what else
other
I
than
do?
concerts, you have the Mishk sessions,
Yes,
exploration and discovery or rediscovery,
yes.
uh,
Maybe
gatherings, community.
yes. Maybe I can talk about my hobbies like gramophone records,
Wow.
the archives, maybe.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, Actually, this is about what am I doing,
Mm.
in this topic.
Yes.
I can
Yes.
talk about this.
Mm.
Uh, for example, you see a gramophone record from Tanbur Cemil Bey, Ferah
Yes.
Feza, Taksim
تقسيم Yaylı Tanbur.
with both Tanbur.
Ayla. Yes.
And I have done like these records from other artists, from other singers and players.
Mm.
These are from 1920s, not
Mm.
1910s
Mm.
actually. This and other gramophone records from 1920s, 1930s,
Mm.
and sometimes actually, how did I start to collect this?
Mm.
Before this, I had a digital archive in my
Mm.
computer.
Mm.
I was collecting the recordings of the artists,
Mm.
what the singers and the players whom I like very much.
Mhm.
And after that, I realized that there are lots of gramophone records
Mhm.
which uh, I haven't got the recording of it in my digital archive, and
Yeah.
I searched about it, looked it, and asked to my other friends and the collectioners, do you have
Mhm.
this gramophone records recording? No, I
Mm.
don't. No, I don't. And I looked for the auctions, and
Mm.
there are groups in Facebook
Mm.
for uh, just for the gramophone records,
Mm.
and they sell this records. And in Kadıköy, in Istanbul, as you know, I live in
Mhm.
Istanbul. In Kadıköy, there are gramophone record shops.
Mm.
They sell gramophones and gramophone records, and they repair the gramophones. Um,
Mm.
and when I go there, I look for the gramophone records, and I see, and sometimes I buy it.
Mhm.
Uh, if it hasn't got a the recording in
Mm.
my archive, first I buy it,
It's a
and
must.
I yes, and I bring to my home, and I record it with a uh, recorder,
Mhm.
and put it into my archive, digital archive.
Mhm.
And after that, I have got a YouTube channel.
Very
Sometimes,
popular. Very popular YouTube channel. Thanks for that, really, Ahmed.
thank you.
You are so
Actually,
generous. Yeah.
thank you.
Mhm.
Actually, sometimes I share my own recordings,
Mm.
Tanbur with Tanbur and or maybe without Tanbur, just maybe singing
Mhm.
recordings. And except that, I share my the rare recordings from my archive.
Mm.
Sometimes I just share with from my digital archive, not recording the with not with recording the gramophone record. Sometimes I record from the gramophone record and share that recording. For
Mhm.
example, I shared maybe probably it was last week. I shared Hasan Ferit Alnar's Sabah Kanun Taksim recording.
Beautiful. So beautiful. Thanks
Yes,
for that.
and I didn't have it in my digital
Mm.
archive.
Mm.
That's why I bought that gramophone record from the auction.
Mm.
Actually, I took it from the auction and brought it to my home. It was broken.
Mm.
Maybe I can show it to you.
Mhm.
I can easily find it.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Mm.
it was broken like this,
Yes.
two pieces, and I was very sad, upset, and I took it to the repairer, the gramophone.
Mhm.
Sacit Cavşak, his name. His shop is in Kadıköy.
Mm.
I took it to him and he he repaired it. And in my gramophone, I put it in my gramophone. I recorded, but it has got some tick tick tick tick tick tick.
Yeah, yeah.
It has got
Yes.
some
Clicks.
some
Yeah.
tick.
Mm.
And but maybe we saved it actually.
Yeah.
Uh, I can say this. This is my hobby, actually. I love
Fantastic.
listening from the gramophone and I
Mm.
love sharing uh, these because actually these are not our, these are for everybody.
Mm.
Everybody should listen. This is our culture,
Mm.
this is our music. We
Treasure
should
it.
share. Everybody has a right to listen this. Uh, uh, I can keep it for myself.
Mhm.
This is not fair.
Mhm.
This
Thanks.
is my
Thanks.
opinion.
Mm.
I should I think that everybody should do this.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Ahmed, I think it's beyond that actually. You
Sorry.
sometimes you sometimes share documents, you sometimes share photos. So
Yes.
your archive is not only gramophones, isn't it? It's beyond.
Yeah, actually, yes. Uh, would you let me?
Please.
This is my photograph archive with
Mhm.
a little bit in part of it.
Mhm.
Let me show you some photographs from here. And maybe you're a violin player, right?
Yeah,
You're a violin. So you know Sade Şılay.
for sure.
This
Wow.
is an original photo. Sade Şılay, Haluk
Yeah.
Recai, and probably Akile Artun.
Mhm.
Sade Şılay from
Mhm.
see.
Yeah.
And
He has very few photos online, really.
this is from his How do you say jubile in English? Last concert.
Okay. Last concert.
From the scene, you know, other.
Yeah.
And this is Sadiq like handwriting. His own song. And this
Wow.
is his signature.
Yeah.
These are from like Sadiq like, for example. um, from Münir Nurettin Selçuk.
Yes. Interesting.
Yes. Let's show this one. These are from probably a dinner. I just know Saadettin Kaynak from here. I don't know the other
Yeah.
people. And from the same dinner, same meeting,
Yes.
Saadettin Kaynak is here.
Yes.
I love collecting these photos from auctions, from you know, how do you say? You say bit pazarı, but I'm not sure how do you say. In Sundays, Sunday mornings,
Yes.
I go there. Bargain? No, not bargain. I go there early time morning, and there are lots of photos, but some other photos. I just look to the photos, and sometimes I see, oh, this is Münir Nurettin Selçuk. I buy it.
This is
But
mine.
yes, actually, you know, the seller is not aware this is Münir Nurettin Selçuk. Because you know that there are thousands of photographs, and if you have got a chance, you can find Saadettin Kaynak.
Interesting. That's a
Yes,
lot of fun, huh?
yes, exactly. Müzeyyen Senar, uh, Mesut Cemil,
Yes.
and yes, this is I found from the you know the I was very lucky in that photographs. İzzettin Ökte.
Yeah.
This is from 1930 from Istanbul, Heybeliada, with his two friends. This is very enjoyable, you know.
Wow.
And let me show you a very special thing. You ready?
Yeah. Please.
This is a letter to Safiye Ayla from, let's see.
Sharif Muhyiddin Targan.
Yes. You want to see what is it? What it is? You know, Safiye Ayla has a black face like it, and Sharif Muhyiddin draw her like this, you know?
Wow. Wow. This is in pencil or what?
Yes,
Like in charcoal, huh?
yes.
Wow.
Black cat.
Yes, yes. Interesting. So he continued to paint and draw to later stage of his life.
Yes.
Interesting. Thank you very much, Ahmed. Really, that's so
You are
generous of you.
You're welcome.
So, Ahmed, what would you like to show us from your selection in the next break? Like something from your gatherings, from playing the tambur or singing yourself?
Okay, I can show you whatever you want.
Maybe pick some. Let's mention some.
What do you want me to show you?
You told me about your gatherings and the Huzam Sharki,
Okay,
that is different version.
okay, we can.
Gecenin matemini aşkıma örtün sarayım. Gecenin matemini aşkıma örtün sarayım. Gittin artık seni ben nerede bulup yalvarayım. Gittin artık seni ben nerede bulup yalvarayım. Şimdi ben tıpkı şifasız kanayan bir yarayım. Şimdi ben tıpkı şifasız kanayan bir yarayım. Gittin artık seni ben nerede bulup yalvarayım. Gittin artık seni ben nerede bulup yalvarayım.
Ahmed, thank you very much, really, for what you have shared with us. We enjoyed. But before we move to the next subject, I saw a piece of great painting behind you on the wall.
You're welcome. It belongs to Erol Deran.
Wow.
As you know, he's a very famous, well-known kanun player,
Mm,
and he's a good artist.
mm.
He's got good paintings,
Interesting.
and this is one of them.
Yeah. And now the viewers, do you recall the word polymath where now people say you should focus on one specialty, you should not go beyond your specialty. See, the great artists were doing many things. Some of them are scientists, artists, maybe doing multiple arts. I don't know why we learned
Yes,
about this specialty. It's killing us all, right?
yeah, exactly. We were talking about Ihsan Özgen. He's at the same time he's an artist. He's making paintings. He's got lots of paintings. And Niyazi Sayın, he's photographer and making Ebru
Yes.
and making Tesbih, and
Nai, making
at the
Nai.
same time got, yes, paintings. He has got lots of paintings.
Sharif
Lots
Muhyiddin.
of things. Yes. Yeah, exactly. There's Muhyiddin. He's an artist at the same time too.
And they have many
Yes.
languages. Some of them they translate many things, guys. So let's get back to our main thing. Let's talk about styles. You have highlighted styles and maybe tell us about the styles and how it has evolved or changed from the very early time of recording, or maybe before if we have a documentation of that some sort, and what we have progress till today. Whatever, I don't mean progress changed, let's say changed.
Okay. Yes.
All right.
Changing. Yes.
And let's focus on the
Uh,
tambur first, and then maybe later we touch on singing as well.
yes. Actually, Tanbur is just an example.
Mm,
Actually, so many things has changed. Uh, Music style, you know, uh, it changed, and Tanbur is just one of them.
mhm,
Let's talk about Tanbur, okay? Uh, Actually, there are lots of important things changed in Tanbur.
mhm,
Um, if we talk about the sound, I want to give examples.
mhm.
If you let me,
Please.
I want to. Uh, can I share the screen?
Yes,
Am
you
I
can.
allowed to do that?
Yes.
Okay. First, I want to open a recording from İzzettin Ökte.
Mhm,
This recording is from 50s. This is a radio recording. This is a Nihavend Taksim between Nihavend Peşrev and Sase Maisi. Uh, I will listen a little bit part of it.
mhm.
Yes, this is an example for maybe old tambur sound. Actually, I'm saying old sound, but actually I mean after Tanbur Cemil Bey. We can talk about only that time because we don't know how was tambur sound before Tanbur Cemil Bey, because you know the recording technology, it has become with Tanbur Cemil Bey. We
Yeah.
can firstly listen to Tanbur Cemil Bey. We are not we can listen. Now I want to give an example from today.
Mhm.
Now I'm just talking about the tambur sound.
Mm.
How did it change?
Mm.
I just want you to I just want to take an attention from that,
Perspective. Yeah.
yes, that perspective. Yes,
Who was
uh,
this?
this was. Uh, are you able to see the screen?
Yeah, I saw only as beans, but when
Oh,
you
this.
changed, it didn't change the screen. But we listened to
Oh,
it.
really? Sorry
Yeah.
for that.
No, just say the name.
This is Murat Salim Tokaç.
Okay. Just to confirm. Yeah.
Okay, actually, it wasn't a video. It was, just a picture of it.
Yes.
Anyway, you see the difference
Mm.
between, İzzettin Öktes Tanbur and Murat Salim Tokaç Tanbur. Actually, there are lots of different parameters. Uh,
Mm.
this is about about Tanbur,
Mm.
and this is about mızrap.
Mhm.
And let me show you what is mızrap.
Mm.
This is called mızrap,
Mhm.
and we play tambur with this,
Yes.
like,
Mhm.
and this is about playing style.
Mm.
Uh, Actually, it has got a relationship with lots of things, not
Mhm.
just tambur sound. Yes, it changed, but not it has got just one reason, lots of
Mhm.
reasons.
Mhm.
And this is maybe because of the tambur makers. I mean, tamburs, yes, but I'll give some examples.
Mhm.
Uh, Before tambur, in the old tamburs,
Mhm.
this side, the cover of the tambur is making with 3 parts.
Mhm.
Now it's sometimes 1 part or 2 parts.
Mhm.
And inside the tambur, how can I say in English? I don't know, but in here
Bridges?
there is a stick.
Yeah, the
Now,
bridge, the bridges.
like a bridge, but
Mm.
not exactly the bridge.
Mhm.
We now in our tambur we use that bridge because of make it more how can I say,
Resonant?
not
Resonance?
resonant.
Mm.
Uh, let me for resistant, for
Oh.
making it more durable.
Durable.
Uh,
Yeah.
yes, durable.
Mm.
And they put a stick for
Mm.
that. And but it in resonance, tambur should the tambur sound should go like this in maybe 10 seconds or 15, 20 seconds. The sound should go on.
Mhm.
But this stick, it how can I say?
It will mute the
Yes,
sounds.
exactly, mute.
So it won't travel far.
Yes, exactly. This is just one thing.
Mm.
And the thickness of the cover,
Mhm.
it changed maybe. Maybe I can say uh,
Strengths,
there are
materials?
lots of technique things. I'm I'm trying to tell, but I sometimes uh, it's being difficult for me to tell it in English.
Mhm.
And this part and this part in the old tambours, they are just with just one piece.
Mm.
They are this part is not separate from the other part. It has
Uh-huh.
got a here it has got a we say tacos in Turkish. I don't know how to say in English.
Mhm.
Uh, it is just one piece, and they uh, put this part onto
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
They place it,
Mhm.
but not, here today they are not making like that. They are making it separately, and
Mm.
this is a big difference.
Mhm.
And the thickness of this part is different. In the old tambours, it is thin. Now it's thicker.
Mm.
And mızrap, this is very important. Um Now you see this part is like this. In the
Yeah.
old mızraps, for example, Tamburi Cemil Bey, Ercüment Batanay, İzzettin Ökte, their mızraps not like this, like this.
Mhm. Yeah.
Necdet Yaşar, maybe I can say he made the revolution in mızrap. He changed it. Uh, it the old mızrap like circle maybe
Mhm.
like this,
Yeah.
and Necdet Yaşar made it like this. This is his style,
Mhm.
and it changed Tambur's voice to Tambur's sound too.
Mhm.
And of course, uh, the styling, playing style. I mean,
Mm.
uh, this is very important. How you hold the mızrap
Mhm.
plectrum.
Mhm.
For example, some of them holds like this, some of
Mhm.
them like this.
Mhm.
But this is about the mızraps, uh, this part.
Mhm.
If it is like this, you cannot play it like this. You
Yeah.
should play like this. But if you if it's your plectrum, if mızrap
Round.
has got a huh
Round.
round, if it is round, you can play it like not like this. You can play it like this,
Mhm.
and it has got different sounds. Some players play from here, some players player from here, some plays from here, and it has got. Let me show you. Different sounds, and actually, your right hand, I can truly say that. Your right hand makes the sound.
Mhm.
Your left hand, okay, you're making the hammering, you're making the different positions, but you're making the sound with your right hand, the
Mhm.
hand with which is your uh, holding the mızrap.
Mhm.
You're describing the sound.
Yeah.
You're making the sound with your right
Mhm.
hand. And you know, as I said, there are lots of parameters, lots of
Mhm.
reasons why Tanbur sound has changed. And it's actually difficult for me to tell exactly because even it is difficult in Turkish for me to tell everything about because it's not so specific, you know. Uh, but
It's an experience that may be hard to tell.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
they have to live it. They have to identify, the role of every parameter. Maybe the string material, as we have moved to the way we manufacture strings today, isn't it?
Actually, string hasn't changed for Tanbur,
Mm.
but I'm not sure what do we say for these
Threads.
flats.
Mm.
Yes,
Mm.
it changed.
Mm.
For ex before they were using catgut
Mhm.
gut
Yeah.
for that.
Mhm.
Now it is so difficult because you know it's about the air. You
Mhm.
go to somewhere very cold.
Mhm.
It is uh,
Very sensitive to weather and
yes, it is
yeah,
how can I say,
humidity and so on.
it is coming from here, all breaks down. Yeah,
Mhm. It will
all
expand, or yeah, it will
yes,
expand and fall, huh?
yes,
Mm.
unfortunately. And it's difficult to tie the uh, catgut flats.
Mhm.
Uh, these are more useful, but maybe the sound is changing. This is one of the reason, maybe.
Mhm.
There are lots of reasons. As I said, Murat Bardakçı has written he has got a writing about this.
Mm.
How did it change? Why did it change? And he has written all the parameters because if you want to tell this technically, all um, with all the parameters,
Yeah.
you should compare the with old tambours and new tambours,
Mm.
and you should all know all the uh, you know how is it how it is making,
Mhm.
how to make it,
Yeah.
and he knows everything, and he knows the things how to make tambour. Well,
Mhm.
he has got an idea. and he has written it. It is a good writing. If you want, I can
It's in
uh,
Turkish.
send you. It's in
Turkish.
Turkish, but maybe I can translate it for you.
Interesting. Interesting. And this is one aspect, Ahmed, which is these parameters are pertaining to the sound, right? Now the
Yes,
style is sound and something else. The style of playing,
style
right?
of play.
Yeah, I
So
mean, sound is one aspect of sound itself has many parameters, as you said.
yes,
Now, sound is only one thing out of many things that constitute to what we call a style of playing.
yes,
Would you
exactly.
comment on the style, like generation to generation in general? This
Yes,
worth a whole interview, but at least give us some highlights.
exactly. This
Yeah,
is a very big topic, you know.
yeah.
Style, this is very important. Uh, Actually, if we start from Tanburi Cemil Bey,
Mm,
uh, Tanburi Cemil Bey is everybody's teacher
mm,
in his time and in the now from here. I'm looking for here for
mm,
there that time. İzzettin Ökte, Ercüment Batanay, Mesut Cemil, they all learned from Tanbur Cemil Bey's recordings.
mm,
Mesut Cemil, he always listened to his recordings.
mm,
İzzettin Ökte, same as Mesut Cemil.
mm,
He says that he, he Ercüment Batanay, I listened an interview with
mm,
Ercüment Batanay about İzzettin Ökte. And
mm.
Ercüment Batanay, you know, İzzettin Ökte is his teacher, Ercüment Batanay's teacher. And
Yeah.
Ercüment Batanay says that uh, I made my style, I created my style with listening to my teacher İzzettin Ökte and Tanburi Cemil Bey. I
Mm,
mixed them
mm,
uh, and I tried to uh, maybe at the first time imitating İzzettin Ökte's sound, I tried to reach his sound,
mm,
and he's very successful about that.
mhm,
And in the making sentences, melody sentences,
mhm, mhm,
uh, he's he was trying, and maybe at the first time he was trying to imitate Tanbur Cemil Bey's
mhm,
melodies. But after improving himself, he made his own style
mm.
by mixing them
Yeah.
uh, and listening to other tambur players.
Mhm,
Uh, Actually, everybody has got own every tambur player in that time has got own uh, styles.
mhm,
After Tanburi Cemil Bey, everybody, every tambur player wanted to imitate him
mm.
first at first time. After
Yeah.
that, uh, they created their own styles. Uh, when you listen to Mesut Cemil, you can hear something from Tanbur Cemil Bey too. But
Mhm,
if you listen to him carefully, you can see another character,
mhm.
Mesut Cemil. It's a big portrait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
And uh, you know, İzzettin Ökte has got a so uh, so original tambur sound.
mm,
Uh, and Ercüment Batanay has got too.
mhm,
They are near actually. Their tambur sounds are near. Uh, and Necdet Yaşar, he's an important tambur player in our uh, and maybe we can say we can uh, describe him as a maybe he made maybe a revolution
mm.
because after these tambourist, Tanbur Cemil, Mesut Cemil, Ercüment Batanay, İzzettin Ökte, until him, everybody was trying to imitate these tambur players. Maybe after him, after Necdet Yaşar, everybody wanted to imitate him.
Okay.
Now, Necdet Yaşar is a big call, big a person, a tambur player who everyone wants to imitate, and I say imitate, but this is the first thing, when
Yeah.
you start an instrument. First you imitate.
Yes.
You imitate the masters.
Yes.
After that you create your own style. And at the first time, so many tambur players listen to Necdet Yaşar, and they start to create their own styles. And Necdet Yaşar is a big point, big character in tambur history. We can truly say that, because he changed so many things. This he changed,
Yeah.
and he changed the tambur sound. I'm not talking like this, as you said, progress,
Yeah.
or he changed. This is bad. The old one is good. This is bad. I cannot say this, and I will not talk like that. I just want to describe the changing.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that. But we have to say that he's a very important player, tambur player in tambur history. Yeah, the tambur styles. For example, if we talk about Refik Fersan, he has got a very different tambur style. He's a student of Tanburi Cemil Bey,
Yeah.
and his agility, how do you say, the speed,
Yeah.
playing speed, is incredible. Maybe faster than Tanburi Cemil Bey. It is incredible. And he has got his own hammerings, own style. It's very different. And his wife, Fahire Fersan, they have got so many recordings, gramophone records,
Yeah.
and it's really, original sound and original style. I can say that. Yes, some of them, maybe we forget these styles. Actually, today, everybody is trying to imitate Necdet Yaşar. We should remember the old styles too. I can say that this is important, because this is okay. Somebody uh, wants to somebody loves Necdet Yaşar. Of course, he's very important tambur player. His style should live and go on, okay? But we shouldn't forget Ercüment Batanay, Necdet Yaşar, İzzettin Ökte, Mesut Cemil. We should listen to them too, as tamburi players. We shouldn't forget them. I can say this.
It will give us an opportunity to have a different variation, different character,
Of
different
course,
creation of new styles, not going through one type of.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Now, let's conclude this style discussion going to singing. Your favorite, Nuruddin Seljuk.
Yes, Münir Nurettin.
How is he different from the previous? Why is he a revolution? What is the thing that makes him a different style? Or yeah.
Yes. Uh, before him, uh, before he, there are Hafız players. Hafız Sami, Hafız Şaşı Osman, Hafız Kemal, Hafız Burhan, and so many well-known singers. They were filling the gramophone records.
Mm.
We know them from their recordings.
Yes.
Uh, and in that time, uh, in their singing, how do you tell it in English? I don't know, but we say goy goy.
Mm.
In A sound,
Mhm.
uh, they add soft G in
Ah.
the long A sound,
Ah.
like this.
Mhm.
And this we listen to this in every Hafiz singers.
Mhm. This
Uh,
is vibrato, like the kind of vibrato with the lower
kind of
G.
vibrato, but
Yeah.
actually this is a different vibrato. Today we don't do this.
Mhm.
After Münir Nurettin Selçuk, it goes.
Mhm.
Münir Nurettin Selçuk, when he went to Paris in 1928,
Mhm.
he went to a conservatory in Paris,
Yeah.
and he took lessons uh, for his sound, and he um, he improved himself about voice techniques.
Mhm.
And after he came back,
Mhm.
he changed his style, singing style.
Mhm.
It becomes more modern.
Mhm.
Uh, Maybe we can say this. He mixed the Turkish style, Turkish singing style, and the Western style,
Mhm.
European style,
Mhm.
and he mixed this, and he made the first solo concert in
Mhm.
classical Turkish music history.
Mhm.
And he was standing up, and there are some the players, the instrument players, and he made the first solo concert in history
Mhm.
of Turkish classical music.
Mhm.
And this is a revolution, of course. And he is, the wearing how do you say frak? You say
Mhm.
English, Turkish. In English,
Yeah.
I don't know it's the same or
Western.
not.
Western. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Dress. Yeah.
and
Or.
as a Western style,
Mhm.
but he's singing with a modern style.
Mhm.
Uh, it was so different for the audience, of course. It was a big revolution, uh, a solo concert and a different style.
Mhm.
And after Münir Nurettin Selçuk, so many that he had some students who
Mhm.
are following himself,
Mhm.
like Necmi Rıza Ahıskan,
Mhm.
like Ali Rıza Köprülüeroğlu. For example, he is the best uh, imitator of Münir Nurettin Selçuk
Mhm.
I have ever listened for. Uh, there is a recording of Ali Rıza Köprülüeroğlu when a song of Münir Nurettin Selçuk. Maybe you cannot understand it is not Münir Nurettin Selçuk
Mhm.
if you listen first.
Mhm.
Uh, why I'm telling this, Münir Nurettin Selçuk uh, has got a big effect on the singers after
Mhm.
him.
Huge
Yeah,
influence. Yeah.
yeah, huge. Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
And even today, we listen his recordings, his ghazal recordings, and we memorize it. And today, very important singers in classical Turkish music concerts, they memorize his ghazal recordings and they imitate it.
Mhm. Mm.
Uh,
Interesting.
this is that means he has got a huge uh,
Mhm.
effect,
Impact.
impact
Yeah.
on.
What about others like Kani Karaja and the previous? Do we have people following them today? People, is their impact still alive
Kani
in
Karaca,
the current generation?
actually, we listen, but I'm not sure if we follow it
Mm.
as a players or singers.
Mhm.
Some of them tries to do it, but I'm not sure. Kani Karaca's followers.
Mhm.
I cannot say this is a Kani Karaca's follower exactly,
Mhm.
and this is very good about it.
Mhm.
But there are listeners,
Mhm.
so many listeners of it. Kani Karaca is a very important uh, singer, um, and if I want to learn a classical piece, like
Mhm.
for example, the trees, Segah Beste,
Mhm.
uh, I I always look if Kani Karaca has a recording of it. Uh,
Mhm.
if there is a recording of Kani Karaca or not, I first look him.
Mhm.
Um, his classical recordings are very important for our
Mhm.
uh, archive.
Mhm.
I can say this. And his Kaside and Ghazal recordings.
Mhm.
He's a great master.
Yeah, interesting. What I like about our discussion, Ahmed, when we talk about the style of tambur or singing, I didn't see you being so fanatic about old or new or this is bad. You are not labeling anything.
Yes,
You are
I
so
just want to show.
tolerant. You are so
Yes,
tolerant, and maybe we are learning from everywhere and making it our own, so we progress, right?
yes, exactly.
That's yeah.
Actually, sometimes we lose something,
Hmm.
but at the same time, we gain something too.
Hmm.
We yes, we lost so many good things. I cannot deny that.
Hmm.
But maybe I listen to the musicians today. They have got incredible techniques on their instruments. Maybe more better than the the old players.
Hmm.
But maybe we maybe I can say that we couldn't bring every good things from the past, you know.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
w- maybe we created something good things
Hmm.
today.
Yes.
Uh, I can say this.
Interesting. Interesting. I think we are enjoying the discussion, Ahmed. Uh,
Yes.
Let me hit into a few more things before we conclude. We have seen the tambur, we have seen the styles. Would you describe the features and difficulties of a tambur quickly? What are the
The,
features and difficulties, challenges?
the difficulties, it has got a long neck.
Mhm.
This part is so long in Tanbur,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
And in Tanbur, uh, it is not so easy to play so fast things
Mhm.
like oud maybe. like kanun.
Mm.
You can play, for example, Refik Talat Alpman's Şedarabans Sasemaisi with kanun.
Mm.
It's easier than Tanbur.
Mm.
In Tanbur, it's maybe very, very difficult
Mhm.
because your finger and arm should go like this.
Travel quickly.
Yes, in Kanun you have got two hands. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It is easier.
Mm.
In Oud, you have got small keyboard
Mhm.
and you do this.
Yes.
Tambur? No, no way.
Yes.
You cannot do this. And we play it with just these two strings,
Mhm.
tambur.
Yeah.
And the other strings we use for the thicker voice.
Yeah.
Let me show you.
For karar, for example, or
Yes. Like this. Or we use them for making the
chords.
harmony. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, yes.
Interesting. Mhm.
Sometimes we use the other strings for we use them, but not every time we play. We play um the whole melodies in just in two strings, on two strings.
Mm.
And
And
in
these two strings are
on
one sound, right? The two
yes,
string is a
exactly.
double string of one, basically one string.
Yes, exactly.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
play like this.
Yeah. Okay. Clear.
I'm talking about these two strings.
Clear. Yeah. Please carry on. Yeah.
And as I said, it has got this part is too long, and your arm should go like this, and it's not too easy to play fast things. And if you're looking from a paper, a music sheet, and if you don't know the piece and you haven't ever listened it, it's hard to make the solfeggio, and it's hard to playing it in the first time.
Mhm.
Uh, you can improve it, of course, but however you improve, it won't be like if your friend is playing piano, he will make better than
Mm.
you do it, because if you or playing ney or playing kemençe, you can play ney with your eyes closed. You can play kemençe with your eyes closed.
Mhm.
But it is not too easy to play
Mm.
tambur with your eyes closed every time.
Mm.
Now, if you want to make some like arpeggio, like these notes, you should look where are you
Mhm.
pressing. you know.
Yeah. Interesting.
And this is one of the difficulties, maybe I can say this.
Interesting.
Yes.
Very, very interesting. And the features are limitless. Huh? So unique sound, so unique instrument.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I can say in Kemenche, it is really difficult to uh, have a good sound.
Mm,
You know, it's gee, gee, gee, gee. You don't,
mm,
the sound is not good in
mm,
maybe 4 months, 5 months, 6 months.
mm.
It's really difficult to uh,
Produce a good
make
sound.
make good sound. Yes,
Hmm.
exactly. But
Yeah.
Tanbur, no, it doesn't bother
Hmm.
your neighbors. It
Hmm.
hasn't got a, big voice.
Hmm.
And at the first time, if you know how to hold the mizrap, the plectrum, and if you know how to hold tambur,
Hmm.
you you put your finger here and you put your mizrap. This sound cannot be so bad.
Hmm.
In Kemenche, it can be.
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't know how to, the pull the bow,
Hmm.
and it's got lots of parameters, actually,
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, it it might be very bothering sound.
Hmm.
In tambur, it can't be. Maybe this is one of the features.
Features. Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting. There is a lot to discuss with you, Ahmed. Really, really. I think we have really enjoyed the time, but let's conclude with some quick questions. The book,
Okay.
congrats on the great book you have authored that's full of great stuff. Huh? Tell us about it.
Yes, here is my book. Actually, I'm not the author. I'm not the
Mm.
writer. I just prepared this book.
Mhm,
Uh, this book is about Ihsan Özgen, as you see,
mhm. Yeah.
and
Can you translate the title and tell us about it?
sure.
Mm,
Sesler, renkler ve çizgiler peşinde.
mm,
Uh, sesler means the sounds.
mm,
Renkler means colors.
mm,
Uh, çizgiler means actually it is about um, the painting, but how can I say the exact uh, wait, the lines, yes, the
mm,
lines.
mhm,
Um, and he's going after
mm,
the sounds, colors, and the lines.
mhm.
Peşinde, he's going after it. It means
Yes.
like this.
Mhm. He
Uh,
chases,
uh,
he was chasing all of these.
yes,
Chasing.
exactly. Yes, he's he- he's interested in these
Yeah,
things.
yeah. Mhm,
Uh, Sesler, I mean, sounds. It might be about music.
mm,
Actually, it is about the music. Renk and çizgi, color and lines. It's about the uh, paintings,
art. Yeah.
Yes, about the art. Uh, and he's he's two. This is two important things for him:
Mhm.
music and art.
Yes.
Uh, and first, it has got seven, I think, seven parts. No, eight parts.
Mhm,
Um, the book.
mhm,
In the first part, I have written a biography and
mhm,
his life and his art, his
mhm,
career,
mhm,
his art career.
mhm,
Uh, In the second part, there are 23 writings from his friends, his students, and his musician friends from abroad. For example, from Boston, from another countries. His musician friends, his the friends which he made concerts with, and some of them there are two writings in English we translate,
Yeah.
and these includes memories and describing İhsan Özgen, how person he was.
Yeah.
And these are good writings, and these are very important to describe a person. No,
Yeah.
okay, there's an artist, but it's like a puzzle. I say this. It's got lots of pieces, and it's from students, from his friends, his family. They all tell stories, and the puzzle pieces, when you combine them together, get them together, and it makes İhsan Özgen's character. And the art, art, the world of art is opinions. How does he think? How does he teach? How does he play? How's how are his ideas about? I can I understood him when I read these writings. These writings, some of them, the people has written it down and sent me, and some of them I went them and they spoke, and I recorded, and I written it down on the computer. And the third part, these are interviews. There were lots of recordings from radio interviews and the other interviews. And by listening, I transcript them. I writing it down on the computer, and some of them are from the newspaper interviews.
Yeah.
From other newspapers. I collected them and combined them together. I can say like this. These
Yeah.
are the interviews, this part. And this was the second part. Let me show you. These
Yeah.
are the his students, his friends.
Yes.
And I showed the third part. In the fourth part, documents and notations, the music sheets. Let me show you. Like this newspaper things, the concert programs, Bosphorus in Athens, different concert programs in abroad.
Yeah.
For example, in New England Conservatory, in Istanbul, in France, in Poland. And these are notations from Bosphorus music core. These
Yeah.
are İhsan Özgen's own music sheet and lots of writings in it, like for example,
Mhm.
the you can see the
Handwriting.
order, and yes, his own
Mm,
handwriting.
yeah.
And fifth part is discography
Mhm.
and his albums and details
Talent.
about albums
Mm,
and the albums repertoires and the artists in the album.
mhm,
And after that, yes, this is important. Sixth part, the Kemanches he made.
mhm,
İhsan Özgen, at the same time, he's a Kemanche maker.
mhm,
And today, all the well-known Kemanche players are playing his Kemanches.
wow.
Yes, Derya Tukan has got two Kemanches from İhsan Özgen.
Mhm,
And every Comanche player wants to have his Comanches,
mhm.
looking for it.
Yeah.
Like this, we took photographs of the Comanches. We we collect them together
Mhm.
and like this
Yeah.
with the details of it.
Mm,
More than 20 Comanches. This is his most common Comanche. Actually, he didn't make it, but he repaired this Comanche. This belongs to Baron,
ah,
uh, Baron Comanche.
mhm,
And this is a tambur he made,
mm,
just one. And after this part, this is his paintings.
mm,
An example for his paintings.
mhm.
Tamburi Cemil Bey, you see here.
Yeah.
Whirling Dervish,
Mhm.
his auto portrait. You
Yes.
see Hafız Sami.
Mhm,
This
mhm.
is Hafız Sami. And the
Yes.
original painting is here.
Mhm.
It belongs to me. And other paintings like this.
Wow.
This is from
Gorgeous.
another painter.
Mhm,
And at the last part, eighth part, it is photograph albums
mhm,
uh, from İhsan Özgen.
mhm,
You see Niyazi Sayın, with Niyazi Sayın,
mhm.
he's playing kemençe,
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
like this.
Mhm. Wow. This is a very, very interesting book. And you said you prepared
The
it, huh?
last of the book, me and İhsan Özgen.
Wow. Wow. Wow. The author with Hassan Osman.
Yes.
Interesting. This is a great book, really. It's available. It just came out a few months back, right?
Yes, it was at the last of January. It's
Yeah.
released, published,
Mhm.
and it's available now. It will go to second
Edition.
mm, edition. Yes,
Mm. Interesting. Interesting. This is so great, really, Ahmed. I think
it was great.
we talked about many things. So, how is the best way to contact you for lessons, for projects, for anything? Is it?
Uh,
Yeah.
Actually, I have got Instagram account
Mhm,
and Facebook account. I I use them actively.
mhm,
Uh, I'm making some. I'm sharing posts and stories
mhm,
about
mhm,
my concert schedule, and
mhm,
plans or everything.
mhm,
Uh, if you follow me from there, you can
mhm.
uh, follow my concerts and activities.
Interesting.
And
think we will meet again for many other things to talk about. We have a lot
Okay.
of things to share. But before we conclude, let's select some of the gramophone, something to your taste that you'd like to share.
Well, gramophone.
Yeah, one selection from your archive. What would you like to share with the audience?
What would I?
Let's say a Tanbur piece.
Tanbur piece.
What comes
Okay.
to your mind?
Okay, we can listen from Tanbur Cemil.
Which one?
Which one? Uh, Hicaz Tanbur Taksi.
Will do. And before we do, please conclude. I'd like to hear the conclusion from your end of this interview.
Uh, Thank you very much for inviting me to this program. I had a great time. This was a great interview for me. This was my first English interview. And it was enjoyable. I had a great time. Thank you very much
Sure.
for this experience for me.
Thank you very much, Ahmed. Really enjoyed big time. You have a lot of worthy things to share, and you were so generous with us. And we'll stay in touch. We'll see you soon in another. Bye for now.
Thank you very much. See you again.
See you.